Greetings, Cancer, and thank you so much for tuning into this reading. Let us see what important messages you may need to know at this time. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. If you feel like the messages do not resonate, please do check your other signs as well. Thank you, and let's begin. Spirit, Angels, Universe, we ask for insight and guidance for the sign of Cancer. What do they need to know and need to be aware of at this time? Alright, starting this reading with the 8 of Pentacles energy, the 2 of Pentacles, 3 of Pentacles, the Fool card, Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, the 10 of Wands, and the King of Cups. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the 4 of Cups. So I sense some kind of disappointment, Cancer. I sense that you are assessing somebody's efforts towards you. I feel like you have been doing your part. You've been putting a lot of work. Might be some kind of business, or some of you, this might speak about a relationship. So you're assessing somebody's efforts. Is it enough? Why do I feel like something is missing? Okay? You could be taking a step back and assessing the person that you are dealing with. The 10 of Wands. So this shows that there's been a heavy burden on your shoulder, like some kind of responsibility. And this responsibility need to be shared by both people with the 2 of Pentacles. So this might be some kind of an agreement where we both are going to work on this. It's supposed to be a team effort. We both need to be responsible for this, but why do I feel like I'm the only one committed to the job? Why do I feel like I'm the only one following through on plans and commitments that we've made? Why do I feel like somebody is not helping me out? You could be feeling a little bit burnt out here, Cancer, but you're also not the type of person to complain. In fact, the 10 of Wands and the King of Cups combination shows a lot of maturity here. Somebody that does not want to complain. Somebody that does the job and get it done. But I can't say the same for the other party involved, okay? Now, this might be business partnership, or for some of you, it might even speak about somebody at work, somebody at home. Take the messages, how they ever resonate. So I feel like the 2 of Pentacles means that somebody wants to appear like they're putting the work, okay? This is about keeping appearances with the Queen of Wands. They're very good with, they can be passionate, but they're not as disciplined is what I'm picking up. Somebody loves to initiate projects, activities. They love to make plans. They have the vision. They have the drive. But the problem is here, Cancer, they have a trouble completing what they're saying that they need to do. Somebody needs to work on the attention to details, okay? At the end of the day, they need to put the effort in, and the work speaks for itself. So I'm getting that somebody's good with words. They can be very charming. They have that kind of personality that really draws people in. But when it comes down to effort, all right, you feel like it's just not quite there. Something feels missing. I do feel like you want to talk it out with this person with the Page of Swords. Like you want to confront them, or you want to have an honest critique conversation to bring this towards their awareness. All right. Now, I'm also getting the element of boredom, Cancer. Somebody gets easily bored with a task. You see, the 8 of Pentacles means mastery, repetitive, repetition, until somebody has mastered the job. Somebody here easily get bored with routine. They don't want repetition. So that's why I feel like they're not very capable to long sustained efforts. On the other hand, the King of Cups places responsibility over their own need for pleasure. This is somebody that, this might be your energy. They know how to work patiently and realistically. They can be very level-headed. Somebody that's capable of making sacrifices in order to get something completed and done, somebody dependable. But on the other hand, this might be somebody who on the outside appears to work hard, but only when they're passionate. And that's the problem. Somebody needs to have some kind of discipline. And commitment takes discipline, right? Somebody sticking to their word. So I hope this is making sense. You're starting to notice that someone is only good in the beginning stage. They're very eager, they're passionate, but sometimes their eagerness is greater than their commitment, okay? So even though they come across as quite enthusiastic over something, very confident, very self-assured, they get bored easily, they're unable to sustain their efforts. All right, yes, they have the determination to make things happen, but they're unable to see things through. As a result, you're there to help them out or to carry the load and responsibility that's not necessarily just yours to carry, Cancer, if that makes sense. And this might also affect you because this speaks about losing your own sense of balance, losing time for anything else that's important for you. I feel like some of you have been wanting your sense of freedom from this kind of situation or status quo. Okay, something big needs to change here. Or you could be waiting for someone to really make an effort to change themselves. All right, you could be telling this person it's just not enough. Your efforts are just not enough. I need to see commitment, conviction, consistency. Okay? This is a very playful energy where someone may also be juggling a lot. Queen of Wands. This could be why they're unable to focus on commitments and plans that they've made with you, because there's so many things that they're doing all at the same time. They're not really that great of a multitasker here, Cancer. What this person needs is to drop what is unnecessary for now so that they can focus on one clear direction. So the Page of Pentacles, I'm also getting laziness, like too much talk, not enough action. This could be work, okay? I also am getting that with the Queen of Wands, they tend to give up easily when things get hard. I'm getting that they have a tendency to complain, Cancer. And so they easily make impulsive decisions like walking away, giving up, quitting the job, even before completing it. And now what comes to mind is that word instant gratification. Might be why somebody is easily bored, because they want the results right away. They want the praise right away, the rewards right away. Instant gratification, Cancer. They don't know the fulfillment that comes with getting something done, completing hard work, and then, enjoying the fruits of one's labor. This could be something that you are teaching someone, that they need to understand the joy and fulfillment that comes with completing a job, a project, an activity. That it's not about instant gratification. There's a certain fulfillment. Okay? So, if this applies to a relationship, let's say this could be someone you feel like they're just going to put the effort when they feel like it, when they're in the mood or something. And you find yourself putting more effort to initiate, Or you may have been waiting for someone to finally commit because they've been juggling with the Two of Pentacles. There might be some kind of third party in this connection. Not necessarily another person, but something getting in between your connection with this person. If that makes sense. With the King of Cups energy, I feel like you're very forgiving. You're very understanding. The King of Cups is capable of giving unconditional love. There's emotional maturity here. King of Cups as well. You could be giving this person the benefit of the doubt. But you might also be feeling quite sensitive whenever this person doesn't match your efforts. I definitely feel this type of burden with the Ten of Wands. You feel like they're unable to fully commit. Let's see. We are going to be clarifying these messages. But yeah, the Page of Swords is showing up here, and the Two of Swords. I feel like you're doing a lot of observation, looking at things from a different angle and perspective. You might have also felt like, why is this person keeping me in the dark? You may have been waiting for them to make a choice, make up their mind, or finally commit. There's this feeling of being in the dark, okay? still feeling unsure of this person's decision about your relationship. They're unable to make up their mind about something. Okay? Let me just clarify this messages, Cancer. We have the 5 of Cups. So again, I keep getting the theme of disappointment. Like you feel somewhat disappointed because someone is not putting their best effort here. This card also speaks about crying over spilled milk, Cancer. You might already be in your new beginning. Like I said a while ago, there's some kind of freedom from this status quo because 10 is also ending, right? 10 is completion, ending. Some of you might be putting an ending to this cycle, to this dynamic, and you're definitely on your way to a new beginning because you may have felt like you've given somebody 1, 2, 3 chances in the past to make some real radical change, but to no avail. All right? Because actions speak louder than words. They can be good with words. The 5 of Cups, therefore, is you're no longer crying over spilled milk. This is loving yourself and reaffirming what it is that you deserve. It could be the person now that's dealing with feelings of regret. All right, let's pull more cards out. Why is the 2 of Pentacles here? Clarify the 2 of Pentacles. Some of you went back and forth with this person, okay? The 2 of Wands. So definitely facing a fork in the road, Cancer. Some of you think that, you've given somebody a lot of chances in the past and it's time for you to explore new things, new possibility. Some of you are realizing you also have your own decisions to make. You have options, Cancer. You can choose to either stay in this situation and it might not change anytime soon, meaning somebody's still unable to put the work in, make the effort. They still are this juggling energy, going back and forth, indecisive. Or you can make a decision to choose what is solely right for you and explore new possibilities. Open up to new possibilities. Yes, the Fool card is a double confirmation. So this is the proverbial leap of faith. You may not know where this new journey takes you, but deep down in you, you feel this need for something new. Like there's a new path opening up for you here, Cancer. You may already be in this new beginning as well, but some of you are in that precipice of a new beginning. Then we have the Justice card, okay? So this feels like a very conscious decision and awareness of the same patterns that keep happening. Justice card is to know when the time has come to finally, sever ties for saying no or removing something in your life. Justice card also talks about reaping what you saw, okay? So this might be someone now regretting because of the decisions and lack thereof in the past. They might be the one now contemplating so many things, Cancer. I'm also getting balance is going to be restored back into your life with the Justice card. Emotionally, financially for some of you. This talks about lessons as well. Like this whole situation has taught you a lot. Then we have the 5 of Wands. So it just really got to a point where you and this person just no longer see things eye to eye. All right, you don't see things eye to eye. You felt like during the course of the relationship they weren't being fair with you. There was a lot of argument and fight and tension and stress as well. Because that's what you're seeking for here is equality, justice, fairness, to be treated the same way. And honesty as well. It's like there was a feeling of being in the dark or being kept in the dark. Let's see, we have the 9 of Swords energy. So 9 of Swords, you want peace of mind. You still think a lot about the situation or about this person. 9 of Swords, but I feel like you're really purging this out of your system. You're overcoming your own fear. This might be guilt, am I wrong for freeing myself and saying no and completely liberating myself from that situation. Or perhaps somebody's making you feel guilty. All right, take this message however resonates for you, Cancer. It might be that someone is now making you feel guilty for leaving them and for having your new beginning. They're trying to start some kind of drama, argument, or fight. They might be inflicting some kind of fear in you. You know, the moment that you leave them, that you might regret that decision. But I don't feel like you're going to regret that decision, Cancer. If anything, it's going to give you relief, okay? Because 10 of Wands, once again, is burden. This has been causing burden, making you feel out of kilter. All right? And the sooner that you're out of that situation, making this change, there's going to be a feeling of relief from some kind of suffering or injustice that's been happening, that's been going on. It may not be something big, okay? We have the Queen of Cups and healing as well for you emotionally. Healing of some emotional wounds. Being able to love yourself and nurture yourself. This might also be a time of evolution and growth. Because I feel like staying in that connection made you feel very exhausted and tired and worn out with the 10 of Wands. And now it's time to acknowledge that you need love and putting yourself first. We have the 5 of Pentacles. Alright, so there is a light at the end of the tunnel, Cancer. This might also be being left out in the cold. This person maybe has a pattern of leaving you out in the cold when things get tough. You don't feel like you're very secured. Some of you feel like you no longer identify or belong in this connection, in this partnership, whatever the case may be. And it's time to seek that new beginning. Okay. Page of Wands. There's a new adventure ahead of you. You might also be receiving some kind of positive message and a new event, opportunity ahead. But I feel like you're opening yourself up, becoming more outgoing, enthusiastic, taking the risk, okay? Having a certain fresh outlook. So to end this reading, Cancer, I'm just going to be pulling an advice card for you. Any advice for Cancer at this time? The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. Let me read what this card is saying. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred, but only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are being called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations like rites of passage mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the sacred voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it, and one day soon you will bless the thing that broke you down and crack you open, because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred. It will be worth it, and you're closer than you think. Wow. So that is a very beautiful message for you, Cancer. I hope that this resonated. Take only what does, and you may also leave out what doesn't. Thank you for watching till the end. I'm sending you love and light, and namaste.